Okay, I'm Pete Dickinson, this is Annie Hall and Gracie Euler, and we're doing a book talk on The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kidd. And it's like a racial issue story in the 1960s in California.
1964.
Sorry, 1964 to be exact. And it's about this girl named Lily Owens, who was a white girl, and her dad, well, Annie can explain it.
It's about Lily Owens. She's white, and her dad is abusive. His name's T. Ray. And she has a black housekeeper that really cares for her. And she ends up in the hospital, which Peyton can explain.
Oh, yeah. And, okay, so basically she's at the grocery one day because she's the housekeeper and she's buying stuff, and there's like this jam that they like, and they don't have the jam, so she tries to talk to people, and they're like, no, you're black, like, they get in like this big fight about it, and then so the police officers arrest her, and they beat her up, like they physically abuse her, and she just goes to the hospital, and, I mean, she ends up being okay, but like it's a big problem because like she was offended, abused, and stuff.
And so once she goes to the hospital, and Lily and her decide to hitchhike their way to a little town in South Carolina where Lily thinks her mom spent time, and so she goes there and she finds out, and her mom had this like jar of honey, and it said like the name of the South Carolina town on it. And so she goes and she like figures out where the honey's from, and she goes there and she becomes good friends with like three black
people, and they're like
girls.
running this honey farm thing, and they're all related, and their names are June, May, and April, yeah, those are the months. And she lives in this like shack place there, or like I don't know, she works for them or whatever, and they let her stay there. And they become friends, and like then she finds out that they really were like they knew her mom,
and in the end, May kills herself. She's one of the sisters.
In a river, she like puts rocks on her, and then like she can't come up, and so she kills herself because she was like Lily and like all the pressure. It was kind of unclear.
It was like coming back. I guess it was like Lily coming back and like reminding all of them
they were
of her
like
mom.
Really good friends. And, but then the dad comes, and he's the one who's, like, abusive and, like, killed the mom or whatever, and it's, like, psychopathical, and is, like, on the search for her, but they end up hiding her. Press that. And they hide her. Oh.
It's really controversial, though. Like, people think of it as just like a kind of like a teenager book or whatever, but it's actually really controversial, and, like, there's a lot of deeper meaning to it.
We have a few quotes to read.
Oh, wait, and so in the end, her dad comes, and like they agree that they can. It's the last page, and they agree that they can go, that she can stay there and like live with the three sisters, and
because they're like her mother figure.
Yeah.
April, May.
And
April and June.
All the three sisters, they like have like it's like them and like plus 8 other girls, and they like worship like 3-foot statues of Mary.
And they have this thing with rocking chairs. They like sit in them and pray in them every night with the Mary statues next to them, and then they do the honey and like the jam and stuff they make, and they like I don't know. It's really
There's a lot of different components to the book.
It's like
a lot.
Secret Life of Bees is like because like the mom had like a secret life kind of with, like these 3 girls that she finds out about, and then they live on a honey farm and just kind of
Alright, Gracie's gonna read a quote for us.
I feel her in unexpected moments. Her assumption into heaven happening in places inside me. She will suddenly rise, and when she does, she will not go up into the sky, but further and further inside me. August says she goes into the holes that life has gouged out of us. This is the autumn of wonders, yet every day, every single day, I go back to that burned afternoon in August when T. Ray left. I go back to the moment when I stood in the driveway with small rocks and clumps of dirt around my feet and looked back at the porch. And there they were. All these mothers. I have more mothers than any 8 girls off the street. There are moons shining over me.
She's talking about like the moms being like the girls in the group.
Yeah, that's why we said like they're like her mother figure. That's why she wants to stay with them. She has them, and then she has like her real housemaid, and then like
She started a new life for herself, basically.
There's a lot of themes like death and abuse,
and racism. There's more racism, like again, because just like they beat people up in the streets that are not. If you're not white, like you're not allowed in the stores and like the streets and stuff.
It really just relates to the time period, like the 1960s, when all this like racial controversy was going on.
And the dad gets mad because she's staying with like the black girls or whatever. Like she wants to live with him, but then he's finally like, you know what, I don't even want to take care of you, so you can do whatever you want.
It's a really good book. You should definitely
T-Ray
read
is not
it.
a cool kid.
It's really moving.
It could be life changing.
Yeah.
Good book.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.